David Brent-like, so
Right.
I'm hoping that worked, but that was definitely a challenge for me.
Awesome, that'll be good to see.
Yeah,
I'm,
so.
I'm sure it worked quite well as well. So we shall. When's that one coming out?
I'm pretty sure it's at the final phases of post-production. We just did a couple of little pickup shots for it a few weeks ago. I imagine it will probably be out in the new year, and I think that they're aiming for festivals. I think Cannes Film Festival is the one.
All right, awesome.
I don't know if it's going to get DVD release, but obviously, I'll
Yeah.
mark it on social media. So I won't hear anymore. But,
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll let you know if it was funny as well.
All right, cool. Brilliant. Well, we'll try and watch it and we'll judge for ourselves. Excellent. Alexandra Hansler's asking, who's your favourite character that you've played and what changes would you like to see happen to you? Or them?
Well, Alexandra, who I know is Lexi, she's one of my closest friends, so thanks Lexi for sending them in. She's also a phenomenal actress and she's absolutely stunning and a lovely human being. She has, as Lexi probably knows, but I'm going to reiterate anyway, I think one of my favourite characters that I've had the joy to play is Nicole from Horizon.
Okay.
And what I love the most about playing Nicole is because it's the only series that I've worked on so far as a kind of lead character.
Right.
So it's one of the only times where I've been given a character and I get to take her in all these different situations and I get to kind of evolve with her through a long period of time because we started shooting Horizon season 1 back in I think it was either the end of 2013 or very early in 2014. So I've had this character since then.
Yeah.
So now we're coming to the end of season 2. And I can't believe how much she's evolved. I love playing her, and I love the fact actually that when the very first scene she's in season 1, the audience are going to hate her. She's horrible.
Right.
But I love that about her. I love playing that kind of character.
Yeah.
Because I read the script, I was like, really? You'd say that?
Yeah.
But she just has this incredible character arc where she just, she changes. She realizes she has to be. It's not such much a nicer person. She just starts to care more about other people, and it's much more prevalent in season 2. Again, I'm not allowed to give too much away at all. But she's been an absolute pleasure to play, and I hope that when people watch season 2, that they'll agree, and I hope that they'll actually be rooting for the scenes as well. So.
Excellent. That sounds great. Nice progression of the character there as well.
Yes, it's great. Thank you. Yeah.
Brilliant. She's also asking if you could write a different ending for a character you've played. Who would you pick, and how would their ending change?
Right, I've got to be careful here because this is definitely going to make spoilers.
Yep.
I can't say specifically. I can just say that more times than I care to mention, I've been killed in things.
Right.
And obviously, if I could write it differently, I would not be killed. I'd like to go back and see
True.
But you know what? We have prequels these days.
Yeah.
I can't be specific about that because there's no point in someone watching a film if they know what's going to happen to a character. So yeah.
No, that's fair enough. I haven't got a bleep button as well, so I can't just bleep out and censor.
Yeah. Kate, stop talking.
Yeah. You see me going like that.
Whoa.
Excellent. Another one is Richard Gustafson on Twitter as well. Yeah, he's asking what upcoming goodness will we see you in, my lady? Sorry, I had to. The way he wrote that was very
Thank you,
poetic.
That's lovely. Thank you for asking the question. So I'm guessing he wants to know what projects he can.
Yeah.
So let's go with I've got a couple of things that are already out there, but the things that I'd most like, I guess, for people to keep their eyes on would be Escape from Cannibal Farm, which is a feature horror film that's coming out. It should be coming out by summer next year.
Okay.
The main reason I would love people to watch out for that is because we worked so hard on it. We're really proud of it. I'm certain it's going to be good. I had a brilliant time shooting it, brilliant character to play, fantastic team of people. And it will definitely be out for people to watch. They can get hold of this film and they can enjoy it, hopefully.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I'm going to also say Knights of the Damned because the guys have worked incredibly hard on that. And as I think it was Ross that likened it to a cross between The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. So
awesome that was.
And of course, Horizon as well, which is already available to watch. Season 1 is available free of charge to watch. It's on www.horizonwebseries.com, and if people go straight to episode 11, it's the feature-length cut of the whole series. They don't even have to watch the individual.
Oh, right, excellent.
Episodes. They can just watch the feature-length version, which is something like an hour long.
Yeah.
So those would be the main ones I say. But I will obviously have more things to recommend over time. But those are the ones that I'll go for now.
Excellent. And I know Knights of the Damned is a cracking one because I've had quite a few of the people say Mark and Ross and Ben as well himself. They've all been, and Andrea, obviously, she one of your fellow tribes people.
Like Tory ladies, yeah.
Yeah, that looks really a fantastic film. To be fair, I mean, speaking to everybody about it, and it's just every time I listen, it's like, oh yeah, this is brilliant. And you say Game of Thrones versus the Game of Thrones mixed with The Walking Dead as well. It's like I said, the two top shows of the world at the moment. Exactly. And how can you not love something like that? That's going to be brilliant.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I was sort of asked to be in it, and I saw like warrior woman sword fighting.
Oh yeah.
How many times can I say yeah? Yeah. We got on set, and just seeing everyone in their costumes in this medieval village.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awe-inspiring. It's the closest thing to Game of Thrones I think I'm going to get anytime soon. So I was incredibly excited.
Well, you never know when that comes out. People might obviously, carries on.
Yeah, I'll put it in my show reel and say, go on, get me in there.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, you warrior women, mermaids, you just dragons. It's just
dragons.
Yeah. Can't beat them, can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Following on from that, then CJ Wilcox has asked, would like to know, in Knights of the Damned, were you able to choose your character of Isabel and her weapon?
Great stuff. Thanks, CJ. Also, CJ is a lovely supporter of that particular film as well. Lots of the cast and crew involved. I wasn't able to choose the character. I was offered the role of Isabel, but I think that the team knew that I had a bit of a liking for these strong warrior roles. In fact, I have to be honest, I'm pretty sure when I first applied for the casting, I may have asked to play the princess. Because I think she gets to do some pretty kick-ass stuff as well. But obviously, when they approached me and told me about playing a Katori warrior tribe lady, I was like, yes. So,
too right.
I didn't get to pick her, but she was one of 4 strong squad of tough women. I don't think I would have minded which of those women I was playing, to be honest. But Isabel is pretty feisty, and I get to do a really cool scene with Mark Hamill.
Okay.
I can't wait for you to see it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, can't wait for that one then. I know from speaking to Andrew as well about the Katori women, and like you mentioned before, the training that you guys went into and the physical side of things, it's to get things right and to make it look right. It's going to be pretty cool.
The thing is, as well, I found a lot by occasionally posting the odd video or photo on social media. People are very quick to tell you if you don't hold, handle, or do anything with a weapon correctly.
Oh yes.
They'll tell you pretty quickly, so I wanted to get it nailed as much as I could.
Yeah.
Just to finish CJ's question, sorry, I didn't get to pick the weapon, but I think that the guys, they wanted very different types of style weapons for each warrior woman, just to really show the difference. So I think Isabel's weapon, this sword and this buckler, as I say, she's smashing people out the way, she's hacking them through. I think it resonates with her character, really. She literally is just no holds barred. She'll just go in for the kill straight away, which makes her a really cool character to play. So
awesome. And to be fair, people really wouldn't know that that's the kind of character you like to play with if they do look at your photos or anything. The Lara Croft. I know everything's Lara Croft, so yeah. Not too bad. I know. Obviously, I won't go there in depth, but you've obviously learned how to use the bow before. But yeah, but that was for another era. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Bradley Taylor is asking, this is a different question, do you do commentaries or interviews or any of the films you've done? Like a Blu-ray extras type thing, I think you mean.
Yeah, I have actually done that a couple of times, actually. The first sort of proper feature film that I worked on that got DVD and Blu-ray release is a film called Beautiful People, which is actually a horror film, which was shot in Italy back in 2013. And once we'd wrapped the film, the guys they set up a room for us to answer questions and talk about how we actually felt about being involved in the project. I haven't seen that part yet, I have to say. So I don't know how that particularly came out.
Yeah,
it was certainly something they threw in. And when I worked on there's a film called Labyrinthia, but I think the DVD release is called Deadman Apocalypse.
Right.
And they put into that, they put the behind the scenes footage, or so I believe, and a lot of that was also Charlie, our director, gave us a separate camera, and when we weren't actually on, when we're talking behind the scenes, he just let us take it away and talk to camera, a bit like the Blair Witch.
All right, cool, yeah.
That you've got kind of like on-set video blogs with the cast and crew, and I think he also included. Now, I'd normally be embarrassed about this, but I watched it back and it wasn't too bad. But he included my audition video. He wanted to show me why he gave me the part. And I was watching it, like scrutinising it. Like, oh God, everyone can see this. But, so occasionally we do. Features behind the scenes. In fact, with Horizon as well. When they launched, when the episodes actually aired each night for the show. They put an episode on, and then about half an hour later, they put the behind the scenes that match that episode.
All right, okay, that's really good. Yeah.
So when people watch it on the website as well, they can go episode behind the scenes. They're interested in how the show was made.
All right, excellent. There's another one. Is it The Walking Dead does something similar as well? But they don't do it. They don't do it straight after. They do another talk show, I think, and it's a couple of days later.
I think it's such a good idea.
It's brilliant.
I mean, I as I said, I adore being on a film set. So watching other people working behind the scenes, it really inspires me actually, because one thing I learned in a fantastic way as an actor is every film set is different. But every film set also has certain things that make it very similar. So sometimes you can feel very, you might be on a small indie film working with like one director and a camera one day, and then you might walk onto a bigger set like Nights of the Damned, and normally you'd be a little bit terrified. But I think once you start to realise that actually it's the same game, it's the same job, it just takes some of the fear away. So watching a lot of these behind the scenes sort of motivates me to realise that, but also it makes me feel that things are a little bit more attainable as well. I'll look at behind the scenes of Game of Thrones, for example, and I could picture this as being my job. I don't see it as a sort of like crazy thing that's really out there. I'm like, that's a job and I can do that. So it's quite nice to watch these kind of things. Fantastic.
I've got to say as well, here goes another little anecdote. I did my first filming back in September. I filmed for my first role, and it was great to see behind the scenes, because I was initially told, come for 10 o'clock, you'll be needed for about an hour. I was like, spot on, that's great. It's obviously it was a non-paid role. It was it was just because it was my first ever role. I was like, I'll do it. I want to come on. I want to get the screen time, and I had about 15 lines, so I was like, yes, I've got all that. The character was, like you said, a very dark character. In the UK at the moment, there's quite a prolific FA case going on. I'll just say my character was that way inclined, and it was, and for a first time to act something and find that was my character was difficult, because it's something that's totally not who I am, which is what most of the roles are when you're playing acting. And it was that it was good to meaty role to get into to figure that out. But the 1 hour that I was needed was at about 4 o'clock. And then it carried on, and I ended up being there till about 10 o'clock at night, and that was only when we got thrown out by the on-site people. But it was fantastic. The 12-hour day was great, because we actually got to, like you said, back behind the scenes. It was something that, as someone from myself, obviously, because I sit normally in front of the TV screen and watch, to actually be involved and seeing the different things that do go on. It was it was an independent film, so one camera, one director, one sound crew. But it was fascinating just seeing how things were set up, how certain angles had to become, how one scene could actually be filmed 35 times from different angles, and to
sometimes if you're lucky, it's only that many.
yeah, true. But just to get all the angle shots that you see, like you suddenly see a close up and things like that. The amount of dedication and the amount of work that actually goes in, even just for a 2-minute scene, is fascinating when you actually sit behind it and realise it.
Very much so. It's I mean, that's part of I think that's part of what's pulled me more into working in film rather than theatre, which I used to do more of. Is exactly that. Is I love observing everybody's roles within that film production, and I love seeing the whole process from just the original idea to reading of the script, to doing a table read with the other cast, to the whole process, and then finally getting that release when it comes out is such an incredible thing. But another thing that I found fascinating about being on set the first couple of times, and what I learned a lot from as an actor, is how different the performance is of an actor on screen than on the stage, and how small and subtle and quiet. You almost don't know if they've started recording yet. Then you realise they're actually just delivering this fantastic performance. But it's on screen it sucks the viewer into what they're doing. They don't have to put it out there. And yeah, it's still just it's magical, and it's something really enjoyable to absorb. But you can, there's so many now YouTube videos of behind the scenes of all these different shows, and it's so funny how you pictured it